In the last lecture, we added the side drawer, and of course it's looking horrible because logo and navigation items need to be adjusted to look good on mobile devices. Let's start with the logo. It right now is so big because the logo height is set to 80%, and 80% in the side drawer means 80% of the full side drawer height here. That of course is a little bit too much. Now, how can we adjust this? We could add some responsive design to the logo CSS file, could set the default to something like L11%, and add a media query to ramp this up to 80% for bigger screens, but that would make our logo harder to reuse. Instead, I'm a fan of controlling the logo height in the place where we embed it instead of in the logo component. So I actually will even set the logo height back to 100%, and we should restrict its height in the toolbar and in the side drawer to fit the specific needs of these components. So let's start with the toolbar. As I said, the logo should only be 80% high here. We can achieve this in two ways. We could add a prop to actually set the height dynamically. So we could add something like height here, which we could set to, let's say, 80%. And then in the logo, we can accept this, we do accept props here, and we could set inline styles here to override the CSS class settings to basically assign a JavaScript object here where we set height to props height. If we save this, it should now look good in the toolbar still. And if we do that in the side drawer too, there we would also now simply pass a height to the logo. Let's say, not props, height should be 11% here. Now it should look good in the side drawer too. This is one clever way of adjusting this, setting the height as a property where we simply pass the percentage height to the logo component, and in the component assign it dynamically via inline styles. Nothing wrong with this approach, it should work fine. I want to show you an alternative to that though. I'll actually leave that property setup here so that we could use that, but I will not use it. I will instead follow a different approach and wrap logo into a div in the side drawer and also in the toolbar. So let's wrap logo into a div in both components and not use this height property, which again, just to highlight this, would not have been a bad approach at all. And now these divs which wrap the logo, they should control the height. We can do this with inline styles or with a CSS class, like for example here in the toolbar, classes logo. And the cool thing is I can now use the logo class here in the toolbar component, even though I'm already using it in the logo component, because due to CSS modules, it will convert my CSS class names into different names, into scoped names, so that even though I write two identical classes in the development mode here, it actually converts that to two different CSS classes which get assigned so that they don't interfere. So now I can define that logo class in my toolbar, and there I can set the height to 80%, and I can now go to the side drawer, and there I can also define a logo class and set the height to 11% here. And now I can use that here in the side drawer and assign my class name there too. So also set classes logo here. And again, I do have that logo class defined in 3 different files, but due to CSS modules, this is actually converted to 3 different CSS classes so that they don't interfere. With all these changes saved, we have a nice looking logo here in the side drawer and in the toolbar. So now you saw different approaches of adjusting this dynamically and making sure that it looks good on all the devices we need to support. Let's next work on the navigation items then.